video, we're going to demonstrate how to install your E-Trigger electronic upgrade kit on your US Army Carver One marker. We're first going to go over what comes in your electronic upgrade kit. You have your circuit board, you have your armature pins, your magnet, also the spring and the sear. You also have your instruction manual and also your owner's manual for programming and stuff like that. Obviously you won't be needing this because in this video we're going to show you how to install it. So we'll set that off to the side. Now we'll go over some of the tools that you'll be needing. You'll need a 1/8 Allen wrench, a 5/64 Allen wrench, which both those Allen wrenches should come in your accessory kit. You'll need a hammer, also a punch, and a razor blade or razor knife. We'll first start off by removing our bolt handle cap. And I like to start off by removing the grips first, just so I can remember to cut them out so I can gain access to the electronics. So we'll go ahead and we'll take those off first. Set those off to the side. Okay. Now the hammer and your punch, that's what you're going to use to knock out your battery door. I already did that prior to making this video just to kind of speed things up a little bit. But it's in the shape of a 9-volt. You know, if you flip the inside of the receiver inside out, you can actually see that little shape, and you just knock it out with a hammer and a punch. It comes out very, very easy. You just want to make sure that you put it on a flat surface prior to trying to punch out that battery door. So I'm going to go ahead and change over to my 1/8 Allen wrench, and we're going to start to remove our screws here. First start off by the tank adapter screw, and then just proceed with the receiver screws. And then just go ahead and remove this barrel, get that out of the way. And we'll open it up. Now don't be surprised if you know, you pull this receiver half off and you know, you have your safety and maybe a couple of the receiver pins stuck to the left-hand side of the receiver. That's okay. I mean, that does happen from time to time. You can just kind of pull that out and set our receiver off to the side here. And you can kind of see where that pin came out. We'll go ahead and put that back into place. And then we'll set our safety off to the side here. Now from there, what you're going to do is you're going to remove your sear. And we'll try to get a better view here. Okay, we'll go ahead and remove our sear and our stock sear spring, and we'll discard that, and we'll remove our trigger here. Now with this trigger, you're going to want to remove the trigger return slide, or the metal bracket that's on the back side of the trigger, along with the spring and pin. One thing that I like to do is use one of the armature pins from the kit, and that'll help you actually push that out. So we'll go ahead and push that out. So you have your pin. You're going to remove the slider and the spring. So we'll go ahead and set those off to the side and reinstall our trigger. I like to do that right off the bat just so I don't forget to remove the trigger return slide. You know, if you forget to remove that, the gun will fire full auto in every single mode. Doesn't matter what you have it programmed for. So it's very important that you remove that right off the bat. Now we'll go on to our armature pins. You can see in your kit that it came with 2 armature pins. You have 2 different lengths here. You have a real short armature pin, and then you have this longer armature pin. The longer armature pin is for Alpha Blacks and Project Salvos. Your shorter armature pin is for the Carver One only. So you can take that longer armature pin and just discard that. And then we'll go ahead and move on to installing our sear. You can see that that sear has just a pivot hole instead of a slot like the standard one. So we'll go ahead and we'll put that in place. And then from there, we'll go ahead and install our magnet. And it just sits in this little slot down here. And we'll go ahead and install our circuit board. And some of these wires, sometimes they'll be wrapped around the board when you pull it out of the package, and that's fine, that's normal. Just kind of straighten them out, and you can just drop that micro switch onto those two posts there. Drop your board into place. Drop the solenoid into place. Your capacitor. And then we'll go ahead, we'll install our armature pin and our spring. Now you're going to want to be careful because that spring is a very lightweight spring and it can pop out. If it seems like you're having a hard time getting that in there, you can kind of rotate that spring and orientate it so it doesn't have that back pressure where it wants to pop out on you. Okay, now we'll go ahead and start putting it back together. You have your safety. I'm going to put the safety back into the left half side of the receiver there. I just find it a little bit easier to put it in that way. And then from there, you're going to take your 9-volt battery cable and you're going to feed it through that window that you're going to punch out. Like I said, it's very important that you punch that window out so you can, remove your batteries whenever you need to. Whether you have to change it or remove it, it makes it real easy. And then we'll go ahead and we'll tighten up our receiver screws here. I usually like to start from the middle and work my way to the outsides. Okay, go ahead and tighten the tank adapter bolt. And go ahead and put your barrel back into place. And then once again, we removed these grip halves earlier, and you can cut these grip halves out so you can gain access to the holes on the front of the grip. So you're going to want to cut these grips, and you can kind of see the grooves. Just kind of cut that at an angle and pull that rubber out, and that'll allow you access to your electronics. So I already pre-cut these, so it'll just speed up the video. We'll put them back into place here and switch over to our 5/64 bit. Same thing with these, you don't have to put them in real tight. Just hand tight is sufficient. We'll go ahead and install our 9-volt battery. And then you want to put the battery tab facing down closest to the solenoid. And we'll put our other grip half on. From there, you can put your bolt handle cap back on. And then we'll go ahead and turn the grip on. Okay. Now, using just some kind of small tool, that extra armature pin that came in your kit, or a small screwdriver, whatever you may have, you can access the two holes in the front of the grip. It's kind of hard to see here on camera, but we'll go ahead and get it started up. You're going to push and hold that power button down anywhere from 7 to 10 seconds, and it should light up green. Once it lights up green, you can pull the trigger and hear that clicking noise. That's your solenoid firing, and that solenoid will then release the bolt. Now to change your modes, very simple. All you have to do is tap that power button for a half second. It'll flash twice and go to mode 2. If you repeat that, it'll go to mode 3. Do it one more time, it'll go to mode 4. For the different modes, you can refer to your owner's manual, but with this particular model, you only have 4 firing modes. And that is how you install the e-trigger kit on your US Army Carver One.